Teka muna, atin munang bigyang sa yung nangyaring walkout kahapon ng mga minority senator. Grabe yung grabe yung political drama ho natin, ha? Si Dr. Froilan Calilong, political analyst ay ating pong kakausapin ngayong umaga. Doc Froilan, magandang umaga sir. Salamat sa inyong oras.
Thank you. Good morning po at good morning din po sa lahat ng ating mga taga-subaybay. Thank you po for having me again here in your show.
Yes sir. Opo, syempre no, kahit siguro hindi tayo dapat mapagod, Doc Froilan. Alam ko kayo, nakita ko kayo sa TV, kung sa radyo ko kayo napapakinggan. So, salamat at kailangan magpatuloy ang pagbibigay natin ng saysay dito sa mga nakakalito na minsan ito sa mga kababayan natin. So, paano nyo sir binasa yung walkout kahapon ng mga minority senator dito sa apparently nabalahura ng rules ng Senate?
Well, basically po, ang unang-una kasi, yung hindi pa natin dito kasi tinitignan yung procedural tsaka yung substantive nature nung minumungkahi nga ni Senator Dante Marcoleta. And I think, meron naman din silang point actually. But it's just that the walkout itself is not something that we want to see from our senators because the real arena for deliberations and debates and interpolations and rational decision making later on will still be in the floor, no? So, sa ganang akin po kasi, kung meron talaga silang gustong i-point out, no, at hindi naman talaga rin makakapagmaniobra yung majority because they don't have the numbers, I think they could have used this particular scenario or eventuality to really show the majority what they have and the decisions that could have been made clearly and state on record for also the public to know na meron talaga silang gustong ilatag na punto. And sa totoo lang, valid din naman yung point nila. No? It's just that the act itself of walking out, it's not something that we expect from our senators. Kasi parang ang pinapalabas sila rito is that if ever there is something that does not favor them or that is not convenient to them, they will just go away, no? And that is not how it's supposed to be. Kaya nga sila senators, no? Because they are supposed to be equipped with the right frame of mind and at the same time yung rational decision making to face these challenges head on sa floor, no? Sa plenaryo, hindi sa labas. Kasi nga if they're crying out for drama, and I think theatrics, no, or optics, parang ganun yung ginawa nila, no? Kung sinasabi nila na yung majority puro drama lang, ano pa bang mas malaking drama kaysa doon sa ginawa nilang pag-walk out? So yun yung yun yung hindi dapat na nangyayari, lalong-lalo na sila ay halal ng bayan. Kapag nag-walk out ka, para mo na lang tinatelikuran yung mandato at saka yung duty na ibinigay sa'yo ng taong bayan because you're there supposedly to fiscalize, to give your assertions, pero walking out does not prove anything. Yun yung nakakalbahala rito at nakakalungkot.
Okay. Pero paano, Doc Froy, ninyo tinitimbang yung observation din naman ng marami that the walkout was actually a response doon sa posibleng mangyari na pag dumating na sa botohan, and that's what they fear pag dumating sa botohan kasi ang perception nila the majority was railroading this amendment sa rule at pag dumating kasi yun ang gusto mangyari ni Senate President Cayetano parang okay, itigil na natin ito kung may objections, let's put it into a vote. And because they are majority, they will definitely win. So, kumbaga parang ang pag-walk out daw po nitong mga ito ng minority is not para yung binabanggit ninyo na tumakas, kung hindi, to prevent the quorum from happening. Kasi yung voting, talo sila. Paano nyo naman tinitimbang yon?
Yes, tama po yan. But then again, ang siguro kinakailangan pa rin natin ditong malaman is yung perception ng taong bayan. Halimbawa, kung gagawin nila yon, nagiging maliwanag talaga. Nagiging maliwanag talaga na may railroading na nangyayari. And I think kung titignan naman po natin din, kung babalang kasi din natin what Senator Marcoleta or the majority is actually doing right now or saying right now is also a reaction to how the things are going a bit fast-paced also right now pagdating dito sa pagsasampa ng kaso sa Sandigan Bayan ng Ombudsman, na kung saan talagang pinpointed din naman yung mga miyembro o mga kaalyado ng mayorya na hindi bumabaliktad or hindi bumaliktad at walang palit-ulo na nagaganap, no? And I think that is what they're also trying to point out here. And ako naniniwala kasi, no, na medyo hindi talaga dapat pahintulutan, no? Primarily because maliwanag kasi yung Senate rules on that, and that there is no existence of an extraordinary measure or extraordinary eventuality like in a state of war or a pandemic for us to decide on that, no? So but then again, I think the majority is doing this as a precautionary measure to the impending arrest, no, of of those various senators, and that they still want to maintain the numbers, especially that we're going through the impeachment, and that they also need to solidify their ranks, kumbaga.
So para sa inyo, Doc Froy, hindi dapat umalis ang minorya, and they should have stayed and they should have debated, no? Kasi that doesn't mean naman na kayo'y sumasang-ayon doon sa kasi kailangan alam nyo, kailangan malinaw yung mga kasi minsan nakakalito eh. So hindi naman ibig sabihin na sumasang-ayon kayo doon sa agarang pagbabago ng rules. No? Yes, and maybe you are saying na maybe this was the majority's response naman doon sa seemingly din, doon sa parang obvious din naman na pagmamadali naman na ang tawag dito, maipakulong yung mga senador na nasa majority. Yun ang sinasabi nyo.
Tama po yan. Tama po yan. And, yeah. I totally agree with that. And yun nga po, ang kinakailangan kasi rito is mailatag sana ng minority yung kanilang decisions for them not voting for in favor of it, no? And then dito natin kasi makikita if the majority or Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano will still push his way, because I think kung ipipilit niya to, no, despite and in spite of the rational disagreements naman ipipresenta ng minority, then they will be put in a bad light here, and I don't think he would want that to happen, especially because his Senate leadership is in the brink of a possible collapse. Kung sakasakali na magkakaroon pa rin siya ng mga misgivings o may mga gantong wrong decisions, or kung magiging masama yung impression sa kanya ng publiko, maaari talaga nitong maging dahilan ng pagkakapalit sa kanya. So I think he's also going to be very cautious about it. So ang sa akin lang sana mas maganda kung napagbigyan ng pagkakataon talaga na madiscuss sa plenaryo, may latag lahat ng mga argumento before putting on a decision. And then of course hindi kasi sa pag-walkout yung solution.
Pero kasi Doc Froy, hindi ganyan binabasa ng minorya yung demeanor kasi ng Senate President and the people from the majority. Well, I think ever since the change of leadership, parang brasuhan, yun yung dating Kaya naiintindihan kita, pero ako Doc Froy, I have to be honest with you, para nag-diverge din ako diyan sa mo, kasi ako din ang reading ko, kasi with the way Senate President Cayetano was yung giving the narrative, parang talagang talagang he doesn't want debate. They want to put it to a vote already.
Yeah. I think the reason why he's pushing that they want to put it in the vote is because he also felt that there is already the reluctance on the part of the minority to even argue about it. No? So kumbaga parang nararamdaman niya kaagad na hindi naman sila bukas sa isang dialogo. So ito ay kailangan natin pag-usapan, ito ay kailangan natin pagbotohan, because this was a motion that was filed, and so on record kinakailangan nila itong decision solusyonan. So whether or not yun nga magkakaroon talaga ng mga oral presentations or arguments itong ibibigay ng minority, they really need to decide on that, and because they're being compelled to do so, no. So yun yung positioning niya.
Right.
So kasi nangyayari kasi rito talagang very very clear right now, no. The lines really have been drawn as to what is really the minority and where they stand for alongside with the majority. And medyo nakakalungkot din talaga na yung nangyayari ngayon is parang nawawala na talaga yung gentleman atmosphere, no, na supposedly namamayani.
Wala na talaga. Wala na talaga, Doc Roy.
Yes. No? So hindi ganun dapat no. And I think yung sinasabi natin, meron tayong tinatawag na cognitive dissonance.
Right.
We can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, we remain cordial and we remain respectful to one another. You know, and this is what our countrymen actually are expecting from our lawmakers. So, but then again, syempre nandiyan yung political pressure. No, I surmise that the minority is being backed up by Malacanang. I can really sense that, and in the same manner that the majority right now is being a little bit more too lenient naman to the Duterte bloc, no?
Mm-hmm.
So again, yung dalawang puwersa, yung dalawang makapangyarihang political forces pa rin ang gumagalaw dito, ika nga. Kaya ganda, mas matindi talaga yung clash na nangyayari as compared before.
Actually, Doc Roy, ito makaka-relate ka rin dito. Pareho tayo nasa akademya. Ang isang interesting sa akin dito, parang paano nag-react dito talaga, no, yung mga karaniwang kababayan natin na hindi din naman maingay, no, nakagaya natin na nagbibigay ng saysay. Most of our kababayan, Filipinos, are just spectators naman no. Kasi kasi ang klaro dito, yung intra-political elites, nagbabanggaan sila, nakikinabang tayo, di ba Doc Froilan? Nakikinabang tayo kasi nagbabangayan sila. Oo, yun yung pakinabang natin nagbabangayan sila. So paano mo tinitingnan ang pakinabang natin dito? Kasi yun yung kailangan natin pag-ingatan. Sa totoo lang, wala tayong kakampi rito Wala tayong kakampi rito, di ba? Paano natin yan? Paano mo yan? Hindi ko na rin alam kung paano i-frame yung tanong sa iyo no? Pero
I think rather than providing temporarily entertainment relief right now, wala akong talaga nakikitang mahalaga na kinakapuntahan ito, no, lalong-lalo na sa atin mga ordinaryong mamamayan, because you see, it really takes a lot of time, no, doon sa ating mga mambabatas away from their legislative duties and functions, away from the reform agendas that they're supposed to be pursuing, away from yung mga bills and measures na kinakailangan, lalo na nandito tayo sa gitna ng crisis. No?
Exactly.
Yun nga lang, I totally agree with you on that, na marami sa ating kababayan, it's either they are too tired and preoccupied from their daily attempt to actually survive this the hardship that they're going through, or maybe they have grown a bit too apathetic and indifferent already, kasi nga alam naman nila na it's all politics at wala naman silang papakinabangan dito, no. So yun yung yung sentimiento na I think na nararanasan at nararamdaman ng mga nandito nasa middle class, nasa laylayan, nandun sa mga marginalized sectors natin. Pero at the end of the day, nasan ba yung governance dito, no? If all these people in the Senate, in the Congress will just be pushing for their own agendas and their own yung kanilang mga initiatives lang na pansarili lang naman na interes at para doon sa mga political power blocks na kinabibilangan nila, talagang na ostracize kumbaga, or na-isolate yung taong bayan. And this growing isolation of the masses is not really very good for a democracy like ours, no? Kasi nga kapag wala yung engagement at wala yung democratic participation, talagang magiging disenfranchise ang gobyerno dun sa tao.
That's right. Teka muna, ang isang makakakapit ang mga kababayan din natin, pag sinabi kong makakakapit, yung talagang nauunawaan din naman sa harap nitong ating mga pinag-uusapang itong minsan academic, ito mga kaso. 'Di ba? Yung mga kaso.
Right.
Kasi gusto ng mga kababayan natin, 'di ba, na lalo yung mga pagod na nga na, hindi, kasuhan ako sinong dapat kasuhan. So anong tingin mo rito? By Thursday, kakasuhan na daw si Jinggoy. In 2 weeks time, si Joel Villanueva. May feeling kasi ako, Doc Froy, na, well, ito na naman tayo, pero hanggang sa
Yeah.
naaabutin ito. Di ba?
Right.
Oo. Anong tingin mo
Well,
dyan?
Well, ganito po kasi yan, in politics, nothing happens out of sheer coincidence. No, everything is actually planned and merong deliberate calculation na
Yun.
umiira dyan.
Yun.
So, timing is really, really important. So, ang tanong natin is that nung kasagsagan halimbawa nung flood control hearings, nung ICC investigation, they could have easily filed cases against Jinggoy and Joel. Pero bakit hindi nila ginawa?
That's
Bakit
right.
ngayon na kung saan nakuha na nila yung mayorya at nasa kanila rin yung Senate President at alam na nga natin na medyo identified sila sa Duterte block at ngayon nga magkakaroon ng impeachment, most likely they will be voting for acquittal. Bakit biglang
Ngayon.
umuugong at
Oo.
pinapaingay?
Yun,
So,
yun.
again, ang impression na maaaring ibigay nito sa ating publiko is that of political persecution. They're weaponizing the legal system, they're weaponizing their position para pasunurin itong mga senators na to, or para at least kahit paano palambutin sila,
Yeah.
which is not supposed to be the case in the first place, kasi kung may kaso talaga sila, hindi ko sinasabi na wag nating sampahan, pero actually sampahan nyo kaagad at litisin nyo kaagad para maipakita natin na gumugulong talaga yung hustisya na walang tinitignan at walang pinoproteksyonan na aspeto o na kampo para talaga hindi nagagamit o hindi na weaponize yung ating batas para
Oo.
lamang sa interes ng isang tao o ng iilan.
Oo nga eh. And well, sabi mo nga kanina, pagod yung mga kababayan natin, yung pag-aanalisa din ng kumbaga mas malawak, yun yung hindi naman sa sinasabi nating hindi capable yung mga kababayan natin. Nakakalito nga eh. Kasi lalo ho pag nagsusunod-sunod
Yeah.
pag nagsusunod-sunod yung mga balitang ganito. Yan nga yung
Right.
intrapolitical elites na sinasabi ho natin. Sinasabi mo nga,
Right.
walang coincidental dito. This is all about timing. So kumbaga parang ang dating, sige, ginagawa ni na Cayetano ang kaparaanan para maprotektahan si Sara. Pero timing din ang move ng kabila, 'di ba? Ng mga against kay Sara, weaponize din nila ang politics, ang batas para mai-push naman yung pagpapanagot kay Sara Duterte. Parang ganoon yung sinasabi ninyo.
Tama po yan.
Oo.
Tama po yan.
Sige, siguro
Tama po yan.
mga final na lang. Itong pagsadsad naman ng rating ni Pangulong Marcos Jr., ano naman nakikita mo rito? Ito ba'y may kinalaman sa pagiging niya? Indifferent niya? O paano ba ito? Ano nakikita mo rito? SSS survey, parang -15 eh.
Yeah. Actually, this is really not very good, Pero kung titingnan natin kasi itong surveys kasi na to, is a manifestation of two things, Number one, siguro yung too much political noise that is happening right now. It's really causing a great deal of sabihin na natin discontent and dismay sa ating mga kababayan, And nangyayari ito amidst the fact na talagang malala itong ating ekonomiya, and lalo siyang pinalala dahil nga sa krisis na kinakaharap natin that is that's going on right now. And then idagdag pa natin dito yung lowest peso dollar exchange rate natin, all-time low yan, mataas na level ng inflation, mataas na level ng unemployment at kawalan talaga nung masasabi nating key vital governmental program na talagang masasabi natin legacy project nitong administration na to. So all of these things actually talagang papasok yan doon sa numero, So this is really combination of political and economic realities. Plus yung binanggit nyo kanina na medyo parang over the past few months medyo detached talaga tong ating Pangulo,
Yes.
Hindi niya talaga na-reach out yung tao at ang madalas na nakakausap ng taong bayan o humarap sa taong bayan ay si Attorney Claire Castro, na hindi rin naman maganda kumisan yung mga kanyang mga binabanggit, no. Let's face it, no, may mga pagkakataon talaga na yung kanyang demeanor and the manner by which she says things medyo hindi rin katanggap-tanggap sa ating mga kababayan. So all of these things, no, talagang nagpapalala doon sa sitwasyon. And ang akin naman is that if the President really is taking this number seriously, isa lang naman ang kailangan niya talagang gawin dito, no? Pagtuunan ng pansin ang governance, medyo bawasan yung political noise. He could try to be a more of a unifying figure rather than a divisive one, no? Wag nang palalain itong mga sitwasyon na to at magbigay ng boses, no? Mahalaga kasi yung nakikipag-usap siya sa taong bayan, ano? Kasi pumapasok doon yung parang medyo pacifying element, no? At saka yung calming state, no, sa ating mga kababayan if the President is on top of the situation. But if the President does not really talk directly to the public, kapag hindi niya tayo ina-address, para bang nakikita natin that, you know, he's detaching himself, he's playing it too safe, no? Kaya mas lalong lumalala yung sabi nga yung ating divide, no, at saka yung ating pagkakadistansya na meron tayo doon sa ating pamahalaan.
Tsaka ang pinaka-importante, Doc Froy, yung Mr. President, ano na ba ang ekonomiya? Diba? Ano na yung ginagawa natin? Kasi wala na ulit tayong narinig. Sa totoo lang, wala na.
Totoo naman po yan.
Oo, pag nag-predominate na itong whole impeachment bruhaha-ikangang ito sa ating consciousness, nakalimutan na yatang nasa krisis tayo. Oo, parang...
Yun po, totoo po yun. Kaya nga po, kami po, you know, we always try to egg on the administration and tell the administration primarily na tignan naman natin yung ating socio-economic imperatives, no? Yeah. Kasi at the end of the day, it's really the public that will gauge you, no? At kung alam ng publiko na ginagawa mo yung dapat mong trabaho, no, para iangat yung kanilang antas ng pamumuhay, imposibleng hindi naman ito makikita at susukli ang kanila sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay sa'yo ng mas maayos na numero, no. And right now talagang it's a clear reflection of the public sentiment. Too much politics na nakakalunod na and very, very little of governance na yun naman talagang kinakailangan natin at this point in time, supposedly. No? Kaya ito talaga ang nagpapahirap sa kung paano iaangat ng Pangulo yung kanyang mga numero.
Right. Doc Froy, as always, salamat sa pagiging accessible. Salamat sa pag-aanalisa ng kalmado. Sana nauunawaan ng mga kababayan natin yung timpla, no? Timpla na ating pinag-uusapan lagi, kasi palagi ko yun ang kailangan natin sa gitna ng ingay ng mga politikang ito, na at the end of the day, we do not want to become loyal sa personalities. Pero doon po sa mga ideolohiyang pinagniniwalaan natin na makakabuti talaga sa bayang ito. Doc Froy, thank you, ha?
Salamat po na marami at mabuhay po kayo.
Mabuhay ka, sir. Dr. Froilan Calilong, isa pong political analyst. Naghatid muna sa ating orasan ngayong Midweek Wednesday, alas 8:36 na po. 8:36. Make it 8:37. Alas 8:37 na po ng umaga.
DCXL 558.
Mula sa number 1 Smart Dishwashing Paste.
Tanggaling-galing mo. Smart Dishwashing Paste ko. Pritong ulam na masebo. Plato o kaldero. Tanggaling for everyday.
Ganyan pag Smart ang dishwashing paste. May double tanggaling formula. Tanggal galing ang sebo at bacteria.
Bahid para walang bahid. Linis fantastic sa metal at plastic. Number 1 ko to. Tanggaling-galing mo. Smart Dishwashing Paste.
Heavy duty linis bawat pahid.
Smart Dishwashing Paste. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Araw-araw, MX3 para MX-Traordinary. With alpha, beta, gamma na sangkap nito. Tunay, original at natural na suplemento. With MX3, so coffee and tea. With MX3, it's for you and me. With MX3, dito ako believe.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Cosim, news anchor and TV host. Sa MX3 Capsule, Dito ako bilib.
Mahalagang paalala, ang MX3 capsule ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Be extraordinary with MX3.
Charm Fab Gold Bakit makapun sa charm? Walang amoy kulong kahit sabay sa laon.
Charm Fabric Conditioner with Bloom Fresh technology. May antibacterial na at ka-bloom sa bango ang damit.
Charm Fab Gold Bakit makapun sa charm? Walang amoy kulong kahit sabay sa laon. Makapun sa charm.
Charm Fabric Conditioner. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Manila, get ready. Don't miss Music Travel Love. Sunday, June 28th, New Frontier Theater, Quezon City, Manila. Tickets available at Ticketnet outlets or log on to ticketnet.com.ph or call 911-5555. A night full of nostalgic love songs. Music Travel Love Philippine Tour is presented by Concert Republic.
Goodbye to me, Masya. Hello, Bright Bar Blue. Isang labanan yan. Bright Bar Blue.
Pride Bar Blue with powerful stain-away enzymes. Malupit magtanggal ng dubit mancha pero di masakit sa kamay.
Goodbye to me, Masya. Hello, Bright Bar Blue. Isang labanan yan.
As tested ang cotton and polycotton. Sa mancha, malupit. Sa kamay mo, mabait. Pride Bar Blue. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
DCXL News, ang himpilan ng RMN.
Yes! Good morning! Good morning! Sa lahat po ng mga kabubukas lamang na